bunch of fakes. When Natalie disappeared, I already knew what kind of people I was keeping. I already knew what kind of friends my people were. They've been blowing me off and telling me what to do, what to think, and what to feel ever since I hurt my back in 2015. Did they show up? No, they didn't. Did they actually try to find out how I was doing, or were they just telling me how to think and how to feel? Like Joanna Taylor Smith. So y'all white girls got this bullshit in your head that tells you that it's okay for you to play fucking head games, for you to manipulate people, for you to twist and contort shit into something that it ain't, to victimize the victims. Deanna Johnson showed she wasn't interested in advocating at any point. She was interested in lying to me and bullshitting me, just like everybody else. And that's really how it is. You want to pretend that Deanna Johnson did some real good stuff for me? No, the fuck she didn't. She never tried advocating. Shit, she never tried listening. You do a lot better if you fucking listen. How the fuck are you supposed to advocate for somebody when you don't know fucking shit about them? It's a pretty good goddamn question, isn't it? Now, how did Deanna find out about me? From one of these goddamn web sleuth groups, like I said. I had to try to trust a bunch of fucking crazy goddamn wingnut strangers who are full of shit. They think that telling me pretty things is help. That's not help. A bird in the hand is worth two in a bush. Does that stop rape? No. Does that stop child molestation? No. Does it stop police brutality? No. You just gotta love yourself. Does that stop it? No. Does that do anything about the stigmas attached to the quote-unquote mentally ill? No. What she did is take advantage of an at-risk adult. Knowingly, willingly, and intentionally. Knowingly, willingly, and intentionally. There was no reason for her to try to pretend like she was an advocate when she doesn't advocate. It was not okay for her to want to be friends with me if she's not going to be an actual friend. I've had enough of fake friends. If you're going to pretend to be my friend, you just need to leave. That's not rocket science. I'm still going to show what a useless POS you are. I'm still going to show how you talked all sorts of nice things, but you never once tried to follow through with it, did you? Nope. I'm tired all the time. I try to get someone to actually care to listen and look at evidence instead of argue. But nobody does that. When you're a man, you're expected to just let it go no matter what people do to you, no matter what your disabilities. Natalie Bollinger could have chosen to be a good person. That's the difference between her and I. I chose to be an actual good person. And I can't say that about another living soul on the planet.
When these predators first get a hold of me, they pretend to be nice, pretend to care, pretend to be advocates. Anything to try to weasel their way in, to satiate their sick, disgusting, perverted pleasure in death. Why are so many people infatuated with Natalie's death? Well, it's not just Natalie's death you're infatuated with. The fact that so many women are obsessed with true crime is disgusting to me. The fact that so many women got a hold of me, pretended like they cared, pretended like they were going to help, instead of actually caring and actually helping. All they want to do is tell me what to think, what to feel, and what to do. Have you gone here? Have you gone there? I've gone to lots of places, and if you'd let me explain what happened at those places, you'd find out where I've been and what happened and why there's issues and why I need a friend or family member to help me to turn it in. I'm willing and capable of explaining it to you. But the more you interrupt me, the more afraid I am to speak. And then you get to pretend I'm a bad person because I can't hardly speak because you'll just interrupt me again. When you send me a friend request and pretend like you want to be a friend, you want to pretend like you're an advocate. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that. The fact that you follow through or make any attempt whatsoever to follow through at any point in time. You just make empty promises until fucking cows come home. That's pathetic and it's tyrannical. It's disgusting. On the bright side, I speak up. I don't care about the popularity of it. Look how many people I have to deal with that feel like, of course, being in power and in control, being the boss, establishing dominion over someone else, someone who can't take care of themselves and can't defend themselves. And what do? You play fucking head games for 4 years. For 4 years after pretending that you advocate for the falsely accused. After 4 years of looking the other way. What do you want to do when you're called out because you chose to be predatory? You want to play victim and how dare I, and oh, you never wanted to do anything but help. But you didn't help, did you? No, you didn't. Did you ever try advocating? No, you didn't. You couldn't even listen. Just like all the rest of you fucking web sleuths. You're fucking disgusting. You're sexist. You're perverted. You're nasty. That's right. I'll use Shannon Alvarado's words for you. You're nasty. How does that feel? You say, oh, when somebody doesn't do what you want right when you want it. No. You didn't keep your word. Ever. It wasn't right when I wanted it. It was literally never. You've been nothing but empty fucking words and promises for 4 goddamn years. Advocating my rosy red ass. How many of you predators are offended that I tell the truth about you? And it is absolutely predatory to do that. To make somebody and their tragedy entertainment for yourself. Oh, and you can deprive your family of yourself for long enough to stalk somebody on the internet, can't you? Kara Johnson Miles. Or Lindsay Tanner, Shannon Alvarado. How many of these internet nut jobs that I did not know in real life did I have to try to trust? Deanna Johnson was not the first, she won't be the last. Now you notice, people that have been my friends for a lot of years, I gave them a lot of leeway. Deanna Johnson's had 4 years worth of leeway. What's she done other than give me empty words, empty promises, and lied to me about advocating? Talking about herself, trying to make me feel like I'm a bad person because she's a lying piece of shit. Well, hell no. You keep your goddamn word. You do not take advantage of at-risk adults and lead them on that you're going to help. And then lie to them in the way that you have. Or to lie about them in the way that you have. Oh, I get that you're angry. You don't want to be on the internet. I don't give a shit. You don't give a fuck about the abuse that I endure. Meanwhile, you're not going to have to endure that abuse. While you're going to be pissed off about the video until the cows come fucking home and you die of a massive heart attack or an aneurysm or food poisoning or whatever it is that God's got in store for you. But the thing is, you don't have a valid excuse. Those of you who want to talk about your kids, that's not a valid excuse either. You had kids when you first started stalking me, didn't you? And it is internet stalking. Now, when people ask me to leave, I don't have any problems with leaving, unless I'm incapable. If I'm incapable of leaving right now, at this very moment, well, you got to see that on the video over there at Fred Meyer's. Did Vicky Rain come drop all my stuff off on me? No, there's no way in hell she would have been able to physically do so. That was for Shirley Nick. Of course, why does it matter? The police don't care about any crimes committed against me. If I try to talk to them alone, I get blown off and they refuse to do their goddamn jobs. Not that it matters. We have internet stalkers like Deanna Johnson who will try to get in under false pretenses, not keep her word, and then play victim when it's been 4 years of her not keeping her word. 4 years of people like her. Well, the thing is, it's not 4 years of people like her. It's 4 years of exactly her. And 7 years of people like her. People who were only interested because they saw it on a web sleuth site. They don't care about the truth of it, though. They don't care to share. They don't care to be honest, least of all with me. See, while your actions do not match your words, ever, because you call me mentally ill, you can get away with saying, oh, well, I told him I'd do this, and I told him I'd do that, and he just didn't want the help. No, there's a big difference between not wanting to and not capable without your assistance. Telling me what to do does not give me the ability to do any of the things that you want me to do. Telling me to run around to mental health alone is not helping me. It is making things worse because you're not putting forth any effort whatsoever to actually help. You're putting in effort once in a great while to tell me what to do, what to think, what to feel, and to try to pity party yourself because you didn't keep your fucking word. No. You fucking speak up. But how can you hope for that in the United States? From a people who are entirely too pampered and complain about anything that a man has. I don't understand why so many women complain about men going their own way. There is nothing for us in this society except victimization and death. That's all a man has to look forward to. When he's homeless and disabled, you hold that against him just because he exists. You assume his guilt. Deanna Johnson wants to do exactly what every woman in America is taught to do when they get busted. Play fucking victim. She had 4 years to keep her word. 4 years to show she wasn't completely full of crap. What did she do? Gaslighted me for 4 years. Could be worse. On the bright side, at least I get to expose my predators, even if nobody listens. Pretty much guaranteed she'll work together with other predators of mine who pretended that they cared. That's the thing about these web sleuth groups. I needed a real friend, but I didn't have one. All my quote-unquote friends did before Natalie was killed was talk over me, tell me how to think, tell me how to feel, and make me waste resources on empty promises. Oh, Sean, if you do this or if you do that. I made a hammer for Joanna Taylor Smith so that, well, maybe this once she would keep her word to actually listen. But she didn't. Instead, she got into an argument with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend wanted to, well, be a dickhead to me for 3 fucking days. Yeah, I didn't fucking stick around. I didn't want to be around that. I didn't want to be around that kind of abuse. All because my words didn't come together perfectly just once. And that's the problem with allowing people to badger an at-risk adult. It doesn't matter if you type pretty words. Your actions showed that you were completely full of shit for 4 goddamn years, Deanna Johnson. You are exactly the kind of predator that we try to spend our lives staying the hell away from. Deanna Johnson is exactly the kind of help that we don't need. She is exactly the kind of help that results in innocent men being murdered brutally. What Deanna Johnson has done, much like many other predators, is harass an innocent man and pretend to care. If you won't even listen to the victim and you make literally 0 steps to help the victim turn in their predators, you're not a friend. You should have left 4 years ago. You should have never stuck your nose in it to begin with. Same as Miss Tanner. Lindsay Tanner. How many of these web wingnuts who wanted to hop on and pretend like they cared about me ended up playing fucking head games? All of them. Instead of people working together with me and finding out what's going on, they wanted to make decisions for me without me being present, and that's never okay. These are all considered crimes in the United States. Kara Johnson Miles committed these crimes. Missy Layla Johnson committed these crimes. A lot of people committed crimes against me because I have no way to defend myself. I am incapable, and that's what you prey on. When you claim that you're an advocate and you do everything to ignore the victim, you're not an advocate. Not only that, you found out about me because of a Natalie Bollinger site that didn't tell the truth, and you didn't care the truth of it. You stuck around because you wanted to play victim. Oh, I knew you were gonna be it. Fuck you. I knew you were a lying piece of shit, and I gave you every opportunity to show that you were not a lying piece of shit. The fact is, Deanna Johnson, you are a predator. You chose this. You could have either helped me to turn this stuff into the police, or you could play head games like you did. You showed your bias and you showed your sexism when you didn't do what it is that every single one of you are taught to do if you think that someone's being predatory. You won't do that for a man, will you? That's what shows that you are playing head games, that you are never interested in actually helping. No matter how pretty your goddamn words are, after 4 fucking years, you're a lying pile of shit.